Hometown Murder Tour is a true crime podcast for entertainment purposes only, assuming you find us entertaining.
That being said, stories of violence, sexual assault, and other criminal acts will be discussed using adult language. Consider this your warning.
Hi. Hey. We just jumped into that.
Yeah, we
real
did.
Quick.
Yep.
Here we go.
Hi.
Hi. Sarah.
Amy.
How are you?
I'm fine.
This is our podcast. And it's fine. We're not nervous about it.
It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yes.
Welcome.
This is Hometown Murder Tour.
Yes.
Said it right.
You always do. I'm the one who can't say it.
True. But it's been a while. I didn't know if I could. Are you okay? You just hit your something on the table. Are you okay?
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna keep. Oh, fuck. You hit it hard. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk through it. This is Hometown Murder Tour. I'm Amy.
I'm Sarah.
That's Sarah.
I'm fine.
Welcome.
That was a very panicked beginning.
It was a panic beginning.
I mean...
But isn't that the way it is?
It goes with 2020.
We're back.
We are.
Ish. For now.
For now.
I'm gonna
you
be
never
real.
know.
You never know.
With us, you never know.
Guys, we're
trying to record 12 episodes tonight.
So if we sound the same, it's because it is the same.
It's the same.
The exact same place.
Yep.
Same setting. Same beverage. The nice thing. So here's the deal. Because of COVID, we have to socially distance ourselves as much as possible, which means we're not driving around in cars close to each other.
No.
It's just not the wise thing to do.
No, we're trying to be safe.
So the whole Hometown Murder Tour...
The tour's on hold.
The tour's on hold. We're still going to talk about...
Only physically, but mentally.
But in your mind.
In your mind, you're going everywhere.
Right. The power of your imagination will take you to the beautiful cities of the 417.
That's right.
Which we'll do that tonight. Tonight. So
now we can drink.
But I was getting ready to say the positive side of that is we can drink.
Yeah.
Which we didn't do before.
No.
Much.
Not much.
We hardly drank.
I mean, just a few shots of tequila before we got on the road.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yep. Just licked it off of you. And, wait, what?
What?
Huh?
Anywho. So what are you drinking?
I am having some red wine.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Apothic.
Yes. It's a great wine.
Apothic Crush is what this one is. Their red blend.
Mm-hmm.
I am enjoying it quite a bit these past few months. I've been enjoying it. I am enjoying it, as you can tell already.
You're very rosy.
And my cheeks are a lovely
shade of consumption.
Yes.
And
COVID.
Yes.
It could be COVID. It could be the wine.
It's the COVID Crush.
It's the COVID Crush.
They should change the wine to COVID Crush.
Yeah. So that's what I'm drinking. What about you?
Well, I'm super classy tonight because I'm going for. It's not good to have it on hand because it's so easy, but box wine.
Yeah.
People
just have it in your fridge.
Mm-hmm. It's dangerous though.
Yeah.
Because it's like never ending.
Yeah. You just have that little spigot. Get you a little bit.
Yep. So I'm having a little Chardonnay. I have been off Chardonnay for a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just sounded good one day, so I got it.
And now you're in it. You're back
in it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in it for a box.
Yeah, you are.
Which is 4 bottles of wine. And I bought it yesterday and it's gone.
It's fine. Drink up. Mm-hmm. What you wearing? I don't know. We've never talked about that. I don't know where that came from. Sorry.
What are we at the fucking Oscars?
Yeah. And who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a hoodie from the wonderful brewery in Arkansas, Ozark Brewery.
There you
it's
go.
One of our favorites.
Yeah.
It's very cozy. Always a sweatshirt and always elastic pants.
Yes, I do not wear real pants.
No.
I believe I told you that before I came over.
Yeah.
I wanted to just make sure that you knew.
Yeah.
I don't wear real pants anymore.
No.
Drawstring or elastic only.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to go back.
It's
when
going to
all
be
this
real
is
hard.
done. I don't know.
I put on some jeans.
I don't enjoy it.
No, I don't enjoy it, but I only go for, I have one pair of jeans that, I don't know if they're stretched out or what, but they're doable. They're very stretchy, so it's doable, but I have like 7 other pair that I just look at.
It's the zipping and the buttoning.
And the tight.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I just, anyway. Yeah.
So real clothes are a real bummer.
Real clothes are a real bummer.
They are. I know.
So that's how we are.
I mean, anything else? I mean, we kind of touched on it on our WTF just
5 minutes ago when we recorded that last week.
I was trying to act like
kidding.
it was a week ago.
Totally different scenarios.
You ruined it.
Sorry, shit.
Fuck.
I mean, I don't know what happened. We were trying to record. COVID happened. COVID happened. We were doing so good.
Yep.
Regular weekly episodes. On it. Season 2. It was the shit.
We were on it, people. 2020 was our year.
We were doing so good. And then it happened.
Yep.
And then we tried, we did a Zoom recording. And we had a couple, we kind of sat socially distanced outside in the summer, which was great. We could drink. And then it
got cold and we had to go back to work.
Work happened
and people, I don't give a shit what your beliefs are, but teaching in a pandemic fucking sucks.
Real fucking bad.
It's bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad. That's all I'm going to say.
It's
regardless. And so if you are a teacher, if you know a teacher, shout out
give
to
them a box of wine.
Whether it's hybrid or mixed or in class, it fucking
whatever
sucks.
It's
been a real shit ass of a year. Of a school year.
Yep. It's a
shit ass.
Yep.
That's what we're going to say.
That's where we
are.
Anyway,
so that's where we're at. So just life happened and it got real easy to just not for a while.
Anything. So now I have a 100% agoraphobia.
Yes, we do not.
I don't go anywhere.
I don't go anywhere unless you have to,
work, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yep. I may never go back. I mean, I'll go back to work. I may never go back to my
and we talked about that. How do we? I miss certain things, but also I don't.
I miss certain things, but then I get panicky thinking about, I miss going to a concert.
No.
But really? 50,000 people in an arena?
Right. And then you just, all of it. And then you just start thinking of, but then we'd have to drive there. And but then the parking. And then parking.
And then, I have to wear real pants.
And then, no.
And a bra.
Deal breaker. I'm out.
I mean.
Can I view this on television?
Exactly.
With maybe someone else that I enjoy to be with. I could do that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you guys know. You've been there.
We're a mess,
this isn't new. This is not new information.
But we're here, and we're going to make an episode for you for our brand. Are we calling this a new season? It's a new year.
Season 3, people.
Sorry, Season 2 was a shit show.
Season 2.
Season 2 started so good.
It really did. We were on it.
We have you have half a season with Season 2, and who the hell
Maybe
knows?
this should be called Season 2.5.
2.5. Season 2.5.
Or we just fucking ignore that it even happened and just move right on to Season 3.
Yeah. So let's say Season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3 of Hometown Murder Tour. If you are an old listener, thank you for sticking with us. And welcome back.
Share us with your friends. Yes. Rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah. Which leads us, segue, to a review that we have.
Planned that. That was scripted.
So, better late than never. On this one. Listen.
It's only 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, this was about 10 months ago.
It sounded like I said 10 minutes ago.
It did. No, months.
That's the box of wine talking.
10 months ago. So real sorry.
Yeah.
If you left this and then we just you thought we didn't give a shit.
Oh, we gave a shit.
We actually did post it, I remember, on our Instagram a long time ago when it happened. And we were real excited because it's international.
Yeah, bitches.
And we were thinking real high of ourselves but then we just never like read it
Yeah.
out loud in a review
we're gonna
format.
read it.
So we're gonna read it. So we have a review. This is a Podbean review. So it was red wine.
Yep.
It was posted on Podbean from someone by the name of Morbid76. And here we go. It says, "Hi girls, my name is Chantel from South Australia."
What? Chantel!
It says, "I started listening only a few months ago." That was 10 months ago.
and then she was sorely disappointed.
And then she was like, "Fuck you bitches. I left a review because you say it every episode and you never gave me a shout out. Sorry, Chantel. Please still listen." It says, "I started listening to you only a few months ago and I'm hooked. You guys are hilarious. I sit there with my earphones in and people are looking at me strangely because I'm laughing so much. Not only that you talk about crimes you wouldn't normally hear about." Oh, sorry, I read that wrong.
Rewind.
Not only that, you talk about crimes you wouldn't normally hear about.
Got it.
That sounds better.
Especially in Australia.
Shit. You guys would be awesome to hang out with.
Yeah, we are.
I mean,
Pretty awesome. In our sweats.
And our dirty sweatpants is what I'm wearing. Like I've had these for
I
on
put
for a
in
couple
my
days.
I put on my clean sweats for you today.
Did you?
I did.
I did not. I drove over here with my dog hair covered.
Oh well, I
I've been
always have
rocking
dog
these
hair all over me.
for I think this is day 3 now. Maybe day 2. I'm not sure.
I
But
made
also
myself do laundry today.
I didn't.
It's
I've
been
not.
2 weeks.
Mhm.
My husband loves me right now.
Yeah, it's real. So, well, this is her review.
Oh,
This is
sorry.
Chantel's
Sorry, Chantel.
late ass review that we can't even get through.
Nope.
Sorry. So it says, "You guys would be awesome to hang out with." Just wanted to read that again. "I would leave with sore stomach muscles because we're funny."
Oh, is that what that meant? I thought maybe she was doing crunches.
Or
When
she just like works out,
Yeah.
and it would be around
She's
us and would
hardcore.
be motivated to work out.
Because look at our
We're
abs.
like intense, and
Look
she'd be
at
like,
our
"I got look
abs."
at that,
Yeah.
look at that."
Because we're wearing sweats, but we just have sports bras on.
Listen, I'm
with
wearing
our six
sweats because I've been working out.
Right.
It's called a sweat suit because you sweat in it.
Right.
When you're
My sweat is
eating.
from hot flashes.
right. I just
so,
sit and sweat whenever.
very
I eat.
different.
So, I would leave with sore stomach muscles. I look forward to every single podcast. Keep up the awesome work.
Thank you, Chantel.
Thank you, Chantal. Sorry we butchered that, and it was 10 months late.
And we suck.
But I hope you still listen to us. Please forgive us, and we love you. And
We're
you're
going to
from
tag
Australia.
you somehow. I don't know how that works.
I don't know, but we will. Yeah, you want to talk about merch real quick? Merch! You motherfuckers need to buy some stickers.
Yeah, we got stickers, people. And Amy reminded me that we have a website that tells you how to order the stickers.
Yeah.
Because I forgot
We do have a website.
that I created.
Yep. And we'll post it. It's on our Instagram, right?
It's on our Instagram. The link is in our bio.
And then at the end of every description on every episode, we'll have like, here's our Instagram link. Follow us on Twitter, which we'll start
Twitter?
checking that.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
And then we'll have like, here's our website. So it'll be there. And there'll be some instructions on how to do that.
Yeah.
It's real easy.
Yes. You can just pretty much email us, but
Yeah, just like
the
click
instructions
thing.
are on the website.
Instructions are there. Get some stickers, you guys. We've got some really good stickers. They're fun.
They're
just like us. Fun and flirty and
fabulous. Woo!
Okay.
Okay. More wine, please.
Yep.
These are going to go downhill. Just so you know, we're recording like 12 episodes in one time.
Yeah.
And
So each week it's going to get drunker and drunker.
That's right.
Because it's one
We're going to
fucking
turn into
night.
drunk history.
We are. Yeah. We don't know when we're going to get together again. So we're trying to do a handful of these all at once.
Because we're on Christmas break right now.
Yes. Winter break. Christmas break.
Fuck, it's Christmas break.
It is. I know. I'm just saying. It's Christmas is over, so it's like the
Oh,
holiday
true.
break.
Now it's holiday break.
So anyway,
I mean, we're all inclusive. Whatever you celebrate.
yeah. But anyway, we're just each week. Listen.
We don't know what's happening.
So here we go. Our first murder
go.
of 2021 of season 3. It's a good one. We're
It's
not
real
able
fucked
to
up.
travel, so we figured we'd try to do some outside of Springfield ones.
Yeah.
Since
we can't drive
we
anywhere.
can't drive anywhere, so why not take care of the travel.
Save my miles on my car.
Save that mileage and the car sickness hours.
So we are driving.
Yes.
North to Elkland.
Picture it.
1923, Sicily.
Elkland, Missouri, which is in Webster County.
Back in 1987. So picture hair.
Hold on.
Yep.
Nope, you just keep going.
Okay. You know what the 80s were like. Well, let me tell you about Elkland, Missouri. So there's not a lot to say. Literally, you Google it, and there's about 4 sentences, and one of those sentences is about our murder.
Right.
So, Elkland is an unincorporated community, which I don't really know what that means. Like they don't get federal money? I don't know.
I wasn't listening. I'm looking up what the top 40, the number 1 song was on the tape. Like that's where
important. Okay, yeah. Got it. I'll continue. Elkland is an unincorporated community in northwest Webster County, Missouri. It's located on Route 38, approximately 10 miles northwest of Marshfield. So we did 2 murders.
We did.
Close in Stratford.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So this is a little bit past Stratford. Right? Yeah. Or is Marshfield first? I think Stratford's first, and then Marshfield. Yes. Okay. So Elkland is part of they call it the Springfield, Missouri Metropolitan Statistical Area. So a post office called Elkland was in operation since 1870. We all know if there's a post office, then it's the real deal.
Right. Listen.
The community is so named on account of the presence of elk near the original town site, which is interesting because we don't have elk, right? Didn't they just reintroduce elk? Whitney?
That was the number 1 song. I was going to wait. You do your thing, and then we'll come back to that.
I heard Whitney.
I was trying to get it to the chorus.
I heard an angel's voice.
I was trying to get it to the chorus.
Okay.
Just, you talk.
Okay.
I'm not listening. You just fucking talk about
one
elk.
Sentence left.
You're talking about elk. I heard that.
I'm saying the community was named Elkland because elk were spotted, but elk have been gone for a very long time until recently they reintroduced them to our area. Turn that up.
Okay, here it is. All right, so the number one. So this takes place. You want to give us the date? September
25th, 1987.
And
in the mood.
Here, this is going to get you in the mood of like that moment in time. And I don't know. I've never played a YouTube video on my laptop while recording it on the recorder. Well, so this might sound like shit, but we're going to go for it.
We heard the clicks of your pen in the last one.
Here we go.
Oh, Whitney. Sing it. My friend.
Didn't we almost have it all? Which leads us in
to a murder.
Of a whole...
An entire family.
Fucking family. Like a whole crew.
Here we go.
Do it.
All right.
Who's starting?
I'll start.
Yep.
Okay. This is the story of the Buckner murders. As we said, Elkland, Webster County, Missouri, September 25th, 1987. Still recording? Good.
Yep.
Okay. So,
didn't we almost have it?
Sorry. It's kind of real depressing that that's the song.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I could not find obituaries.
And there's a lot.
Because there's 7 people dead.
Yeah.
So.
Not that we don't want to pay respects.
No, we do. So I'm going to tell you about what I know.
Right.
So the victims were Julie Schnick, age 30. She was the wife. Steve Buckner, 35, was the brother-in-law. And wife Jeanette, 36. The Buckner sons, Kirk, 14, Dennis, 8, Timmy, 6, and Michael, 2. So, obviously, when you look this up, it's a classification of mass murder. It's called parricide. Which maybe I'll come back to what that means. Mm-hmm. I don't want to ruin anything.
No.
So, no like I said, number of victims 7. And here we go.
Yeah.
So, just a little kind of forward preface, if you will.
Yes.
Preface.
Prologue.
Preface. Prologue. Whatever. Prequel. When paramedics answered an emergency call at the farm of James and Julie Schnick in the South Missouri hamlet of Elkland, population 200, they found James Schnick rolling on the floor and wailing in pain from a gunshot and stab wounds. He had spotted an unknown intruder in the house and fatally stabbed him after a ferocious struggle. He told Webster County Sheriff Eugene Fraker, in the bedroom, Schnick's wife lay dead, shot twice in the head. The mysterious intruder, who was sprawled dead in the hallway, a .22 caliber pistol clutched in his hand, turned out to be Kirk Buckner, the Schnick's 14-year-old nephew.
Bum, bum, bum.
So you might want to get like a pencil or a pen
and there's
kind
of
map
happening.
It out.
So there's a whole, So we've got the farm of James and Julie Schnick.
Yeah.
He called 911. He was like rolling around on the floor.
Yeah.
Been shot. His wife is dead.
Yep.
She's been shot in the head, and he's like, there's been an intruder.
The intruder.
They killed my wife. The intruder's like laying in the hall. So the intruder is also dead with a gun, but the intruder is his nephew.
Mm-hmm. So 2 deputies dispatched to the Buckner's dairy farm 5 miles away. So, and it will probably be said again, but the 2 farms were side by side.
Yes.
As far as side
farms as the crow flies.
Right.
If
5
you will.
miles. Yeah. But what if the crow is drunk? Does it fly straight?
It does not. It gets there.
But just haphazard.
Yeah.
Got it.
Cattywampus.
As they say.
If you will.
Okay, so 2 deputies dispatched to Buckner's dairy farm 5 miles away discovered an even more gruesome scene. So, we already heard what was at the Schnick's house.
Yep.
So then they go to the Buckner's farm, and Kirk's mother and his 3 younger brothers had all been killed by gunshots to the head.
Jesus.
The body of Kirk's father lay by the side of a gravel road midway between the 2 farms. So I'm guessing he was shot, he tried to escape get out or help or whatever,
and collapsed there.
Died between the 2 farms.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go with...
So Schnick's story. So this is back to... What's his first name?
James
Schnick, who was the one that called 911. His story is... It says, the initial explanation that Webster County Sheriff Eugene Fraker had put together and given to the press had seemed plausible. The boy, for whatever reason, had snapped. He killed his mother, who was 36. Her name was Jan. His brothers, 8, 7, and 2, Dennis, Timothy, and Michael, and his father, Steve, who was 35, whose 250-pound body he somehow moved 3 miles away to the Pleasant View Church Cemetery. Is that where he was found then? In that cemetery?
I guess it must have been between the 2 farms.
Okay.
I mean, convenient. Oh, wait. That's insensitive. Sorry.
But I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Then he had driven to the Schnick farm and killed his aunt before he himself was killed in a struggle with his uncle. So that's the story. Is that this? How old was he? 14. Just like lost his shit. Went on a rampage. Killed his entire family. Hopped in a car. Drove over to his aunt's house
and killed them too.
Was trying to kill the uncle when the uncle killed him.
Yep.
Right. It says here, it was easy to believe the story that Kirk Buckner might have done it, said Gordon Nordquist, the editor and publisher of the weekly Marshfield Mail.
I bet that's a good one.
Hot off the press.
Operator.
I couldn't put it together any other way. It seemed like a believable tale.
Okay.
Sure seemed that way.
Bum, bum, bum.
But was it? It's a real good story, you guys. I hope you haven't turned it off.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a movie made of it. Although, I will say, Gillian Flynn...
I don't know what that is.
Gone Girl,
Got
Sharp
it.
Objects.
Yep.
So there's I think it's called Dark Days, Dark Places.
Okay.
It sounds
similar,
very similar to this.
This gets real good, you guys. Like it's like twist, turn, this, that. What happened? So stay with us. Yep. Don't just listen.
Quit giving up on us.
Don't leave. Stay, please.
Okay. You're desperate. Okay. So
also buy some stickers. Keep going. Doubts
on his story. Yep. Okay. So Fraker and Martin questioned Kirk's friends and relatives. So Kirk is the 14-year-old. Many stated adamantly that the boy could not have committed the murders. Some of his classmates said he had been acting strangely before the killing spree, but his closest friends said Kirk had been his usual self. So,
also, he's a 14-year-old boy. They're all
nothing's
strange.
Normal.
Nothing is normal.
No.
Right.
They're cuckoo.
Yeah.
Then there was the question of finding the gun in his right hand when Kirk was left-handed. And the problem of how a 90-pound boy managed to load his 25... Nope.
Numbers.
250-pound father into a pickup truck and then dump him near the cemetery.
Right.
So neither police...
Logistically.
Yeah, just... not.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
It's real fun.
He can be real scrappy.
Yeah, but still. Yeah. It's enough to cause question. Like,
yeah, they're like...
Yeah.
So
what
neither...
are they like? Yeah.
But real high. Even the men were going...
They're like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Neither police officer said anything to Schnick about all this. And the diary... Nope.
The diary farmer...
They farm
him out.
Oh, God.
This is... Wait till we get to episode 4,
I know.
guys.
It's going to be great.
Dairy.
Okay, the dairy farmer, having been released from the hospital, went to be looked after by the senior Buckners, who on the night of the killings had been taking care of the 2 Schnick daughters.
There's a lot happening.
Are you right? Taking notes. After all the funerals had been held... Okay, sorry, didn't read that first word. I was like, that sentence doesn't make sense. Only after all the funerals had been held did Martin ask Schnick if he would take a polygraph test. Schnick agreed to take one the next Monday.
You guys ever tried to read drunk while recording, knowing you're going to post that shit? It's a lot of pressure.
And you're welcome.
Back off.
Yeah.
People.
Leave us alone.
Just kidding. We love you. Here we go. Prosecutor's theory.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm doing this. It's keeping me stable.
She's flapping her arms like a giant owl.
I was thinking an eagle.
Oh.
Whatever.
I'm into owls right now.
Okay, prosecutor's theory. Sheaver.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
He must be a prosecutor.
Just a name.
It's a prosecutor.
One prosecutor said that the working theory is that Buckner went to the Schnick house at about 4 a.m., armed with the .22 caliber pistol used in all the killings. There was a struggle. Buckner was killed and then dumped at the cemetery. Then the rest of the Buckner family was killed. The 3 younger boys apparently shot as they slept. Jesus. Kirk Buckner was the only one dressed, probably doing chores, because it's a dairy farm. They're up.
I mean, they're up at the...
ass crack. Which, bless you all.
Farmers, thank you for our food.
And that sounded sarcastic. I didn't mean it to be that way.
It's
like,
real.
really. Like, they're up at the ass crack of dawn working so I can have food. And police now say he may have died trying to save his family.
Oh.
So the prosecutor's theory, I can't tell what I'm saying actually makes sense. So I'm probably repeating myself unnecessarily. But, so the prosecutor's theory is that Buckner, the adult man, the dad, went to the Schnick house and then fought with Schnick, right? Was killed there, and then he was taken and dumped off. Yeah. And then Schnick went to his house, killed the rest of the family. And the boy was like trying to save them or whatever, was killed, and then probably just brought back to their house with this like story.
Well, Kirk is the one that
they're saying did it.
Right.
But this is saying
he was dressed and he probably went out to milk the cows.
Right. Okay. So it says here, Julie Schnick is now presumed to be the last one to die. Shaver said. Still, there's a cloud over this case and answers may be hard to come by. Schnick confessed to the killings, but he didn't really explain why it happened. And then he's like, I don't know why it would happen. There's no real motive, that kind of thing. But then they want to make sure that Kirk, this 14-year-old kid who had been accused of murder, who like after the funerals were held and everybody kind of assumed that this kid did it.
Yeah.
And
it was days until he was the killer.
Yes. And then these questions kind of started arising. So they're going to investigate further, and then they will find out some more juicy deets.
So there's a picture, and although it really wasn't said in any of the stories, but if you scroll all the way down to the pictures, Amy, there is a picture of 3 graves dug up.
I saw
and
that.
And the caption says...
From the newspaper?
That they exhumed the bodies. What was the date of that? I mean, they had only been in the ground.
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks. And they exhumed the bodies.
Yeah, 6 graves at Timber Ridge Cemetery near Elkland were reopened Saturday so that autopsies could be performed on victims of multiple shooting September 25th.
I think it's weird they did.
Autopsies will be used in first degree. Why did they not do an autopsy?
I guess maybe it seemed obvious. I don't know. It is Elkland, Missouri.
I was just going to say, fucking Elkland.
I mean, I hate to be that way, but
also, it's just
they have it's a population of 200.
Right, and so how many police are there investigating anyway, you know, and it seemed,
Okay, so further investigation reveals. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff Fraker, along with others in the area, assumed that the family's dire economic circumstances had pushed Kirk, the kid, over the edge.
What
14-year-old knows?
I'm so stressed about our dire economic circumstances, I'm going to kill
everybody.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm. It seemed to be yet one more tragic testament to the desperation of so many of the country's debt-burdened family farmers. I'm sure that's probably a 1987 issue. Farmers.
Right, but not
was that one Farm Aid?
Not from the kid.
Wait, when was Farm Aid?
I'm on it.
Okay, you look that up.
Yep.
But no, a kid's not gonna. I mean, they might be sad about it, but I don't think they're really processing what that means. I wouldn't think. Said the Reverend Wilburn Stewart at a funeral service for the slain family attended by more than 500.
85, 2 years before this was the original Farm Aid. So
okay, so they had one every year after that, didn't they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in mankind, this is the quote. In mankind, there's a breaking point. Something in Kirk had reached that point, and he just snapped. So, just let's think about how tragic this is. 7 people die.
Yeah.
A 14-year-old kid is blamed for it.
Yeah. Also killed. The
one
who was killed.
Yeah.
And then he is blamed for this entire horrific murder.
But
because he just snapped because like farmers are struggling.
Right.
And he's 14 and really cared about that enough to kill his family.
Yeah. So, but for many of the Buckner's friends, the explanation didn't ring true. They knew Kirk as a good-natured teen devoted to his family who seemed incapable of such cold-blooded violence. I'd seen him with his brothers and how he loved his mother, says neighbor Mary. Her son Billy, 15, was a close friend of Kirk's and once saved him from drowning. Also, I feel like I know who that is.
What?
Look at the names.
Yeah.
This should probably be a private conversation. But
right, yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Look at the last name.
Yeah, yes, yep.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, scroll down to the pictures. Okay, so I can't say it out loud, people. I'm sorry, but it's someone I know who knew these people. Isn't that crazy? I should go ask him. Would that be rude?
No.
Okay. Okay, so, haunted by his own suspicions, Sheriff Fraker began to probe a bit more. He called in Sergeant Tom Martin, a friend of the Missouri Highway Patrol. The two reviewed the evidence and discovered several curious discrepancies. How could Kirk, who only... Well, now they're saying he weighed 130 pounds. Earlier they said 90. So
Yeah.
But anyway, have moved his 250-pound father so far from the farmhouse. Schnick's wounds, it turned out, were superficial. So, the dad.
Yeah.
His were superficial. Although Schnick claimed he had attacked the boy only with a steak knife, an autopsy revealed that Kirk may have died from a gunshot. Then, at the high school where Kirk had just begun his freshman year, Fraker and Martin learned of a shattering piece of evidence. Kirk Buckner was left-handed.
Bum, bum, bum.
The murder weapon had been found in his right hand. So...
I'm just going to do that.
Last week, as Schnick was about to undergo a lie detector test, this was not last week, by the way, he broke down and confessed that he had committed the murders and tried to frame his dead nephew.
What the fuck?
Yep. That just happened, people.
Piece
of shit.
Yep. It gets even real piece of shittier.
Yep. Appearing in court wearing bib overalls and a white t-shirt, he was charged with 7 counts of first-degree murder. Though authorities suspect that Schnick may have killed to benefit from wills and insurance policies, Fraker still feels there is some mystery involved. I don't know what was in the man's mind. There's always a possibility we'll never know.
Yeah. Where are we at? I lost my place.
How it went down.
So how it went down. Okay. This gets even more insane.
Yep.
Like even when you're thinking, so okay. So it says here, Kirk Buckner was a double victim. He was beaten, shot, and stabbed, and then James Schnick did his best to have all the murders framed on Kirk Buckner. Kirk Buckner was buried with his friends and family, believing he was the killer.
Oh.
I know.
It's
Which I will say, like, some of them never did believe that. Like, I will say that I'm sure there were some people that were like,
oh, they knew.
Even if you're like, I can't believe he did that, like, it's some part of you is still like, holy shit, he did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like,
so
if the police are saying it, then it must be.
Right. So this poor kid. Poor family. Fuck.
It's so messed up.
Yeah. The evidence and testimony that emerged in Schnick's week-long trial in Webster County Circuit Court last week indicated that Kirk was the only member of the Buckner family to struggle for life in the pre-dawn darkness near his home. So everybody else, they were shot in the head, back of the head, I think.
Yeah, they were asleep.
Yeah.
But this kid fought.
Bless his heart. Police believe that Steve Buckner, the 35-year-old father of Kirk Buckner, and also the brother of Julie Schnick, so his wife, had gone to the Schnick home. So Steve Buckner goes to, is it James?
Yes.
James Schnick's home. There, Schnick managed to get the .22 caliber revolver that Buckner's wife had just bought in 1981 to protect the family. Steve Buckner was shot twice in the back of the head. Jeanette Buckner had milked 3 cows by the time Schnick arrived at the Buckner farm. So she was up. She was found shot once in the back of the head near the milking barn, 150 feet behind the house. So she probably had no idea. He was probably like walking with her. Yeah. And just killed her.
Yeah.
When the nights were warm enough, Kirk Buckner was known to sleep in a camper trailer near the barn and not in the ramshackle farmhouse with his 3 little brothers.
Ramshackle?
I know.
So it must have been...
So it's kind of rough, I guess. Which goes into some of the other stuff about the Buckners.
Yeah.
And like...
money.
Is it Steve?
Yes.
Steve, I can't even keep track. Steve Buckner. Yeah. So I guess like... ramshackle house. He's 14. He's got like an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 2-year-old brother.
I need my
own
like,
space. Fuck this shit. I'm going to sleep in this camper.
Yeah.
Right? So when it was warm enough, he would sleep out there. This is September. It's probably still hot as balls.
Yeah.
In Missouri.
Don't.
Okay. In his closing arguments to the jury, Sheaver said that the Buckner boy was probably awakened by the disturbance, dressed quickly, and came out to help his mother. Cheever noted that when the teenager's body was found, he was still wearing his pajama pants underneath his jeans. He wore no socks, and his shoes were not tied. He had been shot in the back, chest, and neck.
Jesus.
So very different from all the others. I know. Kirk Buckner was murdered while going to the defense of his mother or his brothers.
Of course he was.
Cheever said. After shooting each of the sleeping Buckner children with gunshots to the head.
It's so fucked up.
So fucked up. Like, what the fuck?
No.
And especially when you get into, like, his motives or, like, the beef between the brothers and brother-in-law or whatever. Like,
leave the kids out of it.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Why do you have to go into the house? Which he has a line about that.
Yes.
Later. Anyway, yeah. So, after he kills all 3 sleeping, beautiful baby children, he put Kirk's body into his truck, drove back to his farm, and killed his own wife. Then he shot himself in the leg and abdomen and stabbed the Buckner boy's body twice to make it appear that a violent struggle had put an end to the rampage.
I mean, I know it was the 80s, but are you that fucking dumb?
I mean, obviously you're not
he did get away with it for about a week.
Right. But you're not thinking, in that moment, he's just like rampage killing, and then it's like, oh, I know. I'll say he did it.
I know, but if you're going to do a rampage killing, like, he planned this to some extent.
Right. Ish. I know. I don't know. So the why.
Okay. Here we go.
So we've got what happened.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Here's the
why the fuck.
So, in searching for reasons for the killings, the jury had several choices. There had been testimony of a 2-year love affair between Schnick and Nancy Bruner, a 38-year-old divorced mother of 2 who lived nearby in Fair Grove. Schnick had told her he was divorced, and when she found out it was not true, she had discussed her relationship with Schnick with his wife.
Yeah.
So she went to the wife.
Yeah, and is like,
by the way, doing your
husband. Which she said, like, she didn't know, right?
No.
He's like, I'm divorced.
I'm sure he lied.
Yeah.
As they do. There was also statements that Julie and James Schnick had marital problems that were rooted in family incest. Okay, people, this is where it gets a little... I don't know the truth.
Right.
But anyway, so Schnick had told investigators that Steve Buckner had sexually molested Julie Buckner when she was 8 or 9 years old.
Right.
So brother,
molested his sister.
Yeah.
And this is his brother-in-law.
Correct.
Yes.
So Susan Herman, a neighbor, testified that she had told Julie Schnick to seek counseling at a rape crisis center. So, he came out after all these years, and she apparently told a friend and tried to get her some help. So finally, there were long-standing and sharp differences in the way the 2 families lived. So even though they were like literally 5 miles apart, they lived very different lives.
Yes.
While Schnick was industrious, the Buckner family lived on the edge of poverty. So Schnick was angered that Buckner mistreated his borrowed equipment and neglected his children. Danielle Foster, a psychologist who examined Schnick and testified at the punishment phase of the trial, said the violent explosion was totally contrary to previous life of strong values, compassion, caring, and helping others. Up until the terrible morning of September 25th, he had difficulty expressing anger.
I feel like, I don't know, like you just, like, his previous,
there were no signs?
Strong values, compassion, caring, and helping others, like.
But really no signs?
You just, like,
but
do that and kill sleeping a 2-year-old?
Babies?
Like a 2-year-old.
Right.
While sleeping. And you're like, no. You can't tell me you're just this, like, hardworking, industrious, like, strong values of compassion and caring. Like, fuck that shit.
And then you killed 7 people.
Right. In the back of the fucking head.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So.
I'm mad.
Fucking mad. Oh, that's probably real loud.
That's probably bad. Sorry about that.
Okay. So, more of the why.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's me. Yep, sorry. I thought there's still more to read.
Well, there's more.
Oh, he had nowhere to go. He had nowhere to go if you pushed him into a corner or up against the wall.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
So more of the why. Farmer's trial details affair, family discord. Okay. So this is kind of from the trial. Mm-hmm. So when that was happening.
This is from an article of April 1988.
Yes.
St. Louis Dispatch.
St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Yeah. From the big city of St. Louis, Missouri. Operator. So, okay. Testimony of an illicit love affair, an incestuous relationship, and thousands of dollars in life insurance policies was introduced Wednesday in the third day of the first-degree murder trial of James E. Schnick. So this is 1988, Elkland, Missouri. Like, this shit blew up. I can imagine. Like, this trial, like, this story, and just,
what's crazy is, I mean, I was here. I was also
not old enough to give a whole lot of shits about it.
I mean, kinda. I was a 12-year-old.
But still, not enough to, I mean, really. I'm sure.
I mean, it rings a bell, but I apparently, I didn't watch the news.
I can imagine this, like, salacious. I mean, just as it keeps.
You know what I should have done? I should have asked my mom.
Yes.
Before we recorded.
Hey, Mom.
Mom, what do you remember? You know what she'll say? Oh, Sarah, I don't remember.
Sarah,
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember anything about your childhood.
Sarah.
But you know what I wore to my first day of school in second grade?
Right.
Because I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what color the socks were.
I don't have any memories of your childhood. Wait, what? This isn't counseling? Okay.
Oh, anyway.
I love you, Mom.
Hi.
Okay.
She's going to listen to this?
Yep.
She's missed us.
She has missed us. Hi, Mom.
Hi. Okay. Anyway, where are we at?
Illicit
okay.
love affair.
Also introduced before the state rested its case was a 21-minute videotaped statement in which Schnick, a 37-year-old dairy farmer, gave his version of the shooting deaths of his wife, Julie, her brother, Steve Buckner, Buckner's wife, Jeanette, and their 4 sons, Kirk, Dennis, Tim, and Michael. Schnick's girlfriend told the jury she had a sexual relationship with him for 2 years before the killing of Schnick's wife. The girlfriend, Nancy Bruner of Fairgrove, Missouri, also said that she had discussed this relationship with Schnick's wife.
Yeah, she went and confronted it.
Well, 3 investigators testified Wednesday that Schnick had told them an argument took place the night before the killings, September 25th. Schnick said that he and Steve Buckner and his wife Jeanette had argued about a sex act that took place between Julie and her brother Steve when they were children. So according to Steve,
the murderer,
the night before he murdered 7 people, he argued with his brother-in-law and is that his wife's sister? No, his brother-in-law's wife, right? The couple, Buckner and his wife, about what Buckner did to his sister, which was Steve's wife.
Right.
No, James's wife. Like a million years ago, right? When they were kids. Missouri Highway Patrol Sergeant Tom Martin quoted Schnick as saying, quote, "I can't have sex with my wife because of what you did, Steve, years ago." End quote.
Ooh. Okay.
Besides Bruner and Martin's testimony, there were these developments Wednesday.
Okay, let me just pause.
Yeah.
So, I get it. That's traumatizing.
There's
like you find out like your wife's brother
molested,
raped, whatever, your wife.
Right.
Okay, but don't kill 7 people about it.
Right.
I mean, and not that anyone should be killed.
Right.
But kill the one person.
Right. The asshole. Yeah. It sounds like there's just so much built up beef about, like, he disagreed with how he took care of his farm. He disagreed with all the things. Then he finds out he molested his own wife years before when they were kids.
Yeah.
He, like, not that I'm excusing any of this, but there's just, like, a lot of shit with this.
Like,
a lot of shit. It just, like,
that's
keeps
my
coming
thing.
up.
That is my thing, though. It's like, and this, I get, sort of. I mean,
right? It's never get like understandable.
I'm not saying it's okay.
But I get killing a spouse. Shoot like the angry dude that you're mad about,
right.
like you're mad at.
Spouse
shoot him
or
and be done with it.
Ex-lover, whatever. What the fuck with the children?
Right. Why go in, like, took a trip.
Yeah.
Took a trip. Like, bothered to
had a whole night of it.
Like, go into the home. Could have just left.
Purposely did it.
Left it alone.
Yep.
But purposely made a decision
to kill
to
children.
go into that home while 3 baby boy kids.
Yep.
Slept.
Well, 3 and then.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean. But
yes. They're babies.
Like asleep.
Yep.
Angel little baby kids sleeping on their pillows and to like make that decision to do that.
Yep.
Like fuck you.
Because you're mad at
you're mad?
Brother-in-law?
Like fuck you.
Yeah. I'm mad.
Mad.
Sorry again on the sound.
God. All right. I don't even know where we're at.
I don't know. Am I reading or are you reading?
I think I was reading, but I lost my place.
Here.
Out of anger. Okay.
Life insurance?
So an agent with the New York life insurance company testified that Schnick had applied for a $50,000 life insurance policy on his wife, Julie, and that claim was filed September 30th, 5 days after her murder. Which, is that even... Can you do that? Like apply for life insurance after someone's dead?
I didn't think so.
I mean,
when I plan my murders,
right?
I get it before.
I get it well before.
I know,
years before.
Right? You got to build the story
on it.
Yeah.
An officer with Businessmen's Insurance of America testified that the Schnick family had been covered by a policy that provided Schnick with $200,000 of life insurance, his wife with $50,000, and his 2 children with $5,000 of life insurance each. The officer added that Schnick's physical exam application had been completed by Nancy Bruner.
Which is the girlfriend.
Yes, yeah. Bruner, a divorced mother of 2, said that she first met Schnick on November 22nd, 1985, when he came to her for a physical examination as part of the insurance policy application.
She must have liked what she saw.
Right? Get some of that. I want a big old
I want
Schnick.
some overalls, Schnick.
Schnick. You like that Schnick Dick?
I got your Schnick.
Schnick Dick. And episode title.
Oh, Schnick Dick. I got your Schnick Dick right here.
Bruner described herself as a paramedic examiner who operates a business out of her home.
Yeah, she does.
She does. She said that that meeting evolved into a sexual relationship that took place over most of the next 2 years. She was questioned by Assistant Webster County Prosecutor Ken Thompson, who asked her if Schnick had ever said he was divorced. She said that Schnick first told her that he was divorced, but that she discovered that was untrue. He also told her he was getting a divorce, but in August of 1987, Bruner telephoned Schnick's home and learned from his wife that he was not divorced, Bruner said. You want to take over?
Sure. So in describing her discussion with Julie Schnick, Bruner said, I needed to know what was going on. I told her I was a friend of Jim's. That's James.
Jim.
Yeah. Jim. You get it.
There's a lot happening, you guys.
Yep.
Stay with us.
Take notes. On August 25th, Bruner said she went over to the Schnick's house and confronted Schnick about their relationship and the lies he told.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the conversation earlier when it said she confronted his wife and had a conversation, it really wasn't that much. This sounds like it was a phone call.
She called and she was like, oh, you're actually still there?
Oh. Operator,
there's still a wife.
Oh, hello, thank you, goodbye. Yeah.
So throughout Bruner's testimony and the playing back of the videotape, Schnick wept at the conference table.
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck.
At one point, he buried his face in his arms, which were folded on the tabletop.
Fuck off. Yep. Piece of shit.
In cross-examination by Schnick's defense attorney, Bruner admitted that he was told Julie Schnick and others had been... And others that she had experienced as a marriage counselor and was willing to help her with her marriage.
What?
So Bruner is doing physical exams and marital counseling?
Hold on. So she has a 2-year affair with this dude, which granted, he told her he was divorced. Like, I'm not blaming her for that.
No.
But after she finds out, then she's like, so listen.
Let me give you some counseling.
I'm a marriage counselor. I've been fucking your husband, but I'll gladly give you guys marriage counseling.
No.
No, thank you. Pass. Hard
Goodbye.
pass. Hard pass on that.
I'm going to say no.
I'm gonna thank you for the suggestion.
I'm going to say, oh, go fuck yourself.
Can I have your card?
Yeah.
And then I'll get back to you.
I'll get back
Fucking never.
Yeah. So, that was a twist. Here we go. Still going.
Still
Chapman
happening.
also pointed out that at least a dozen phone calls were made by Bruner to the Schnick house in the last days of August.
Oh,
so
shit.
she kind of
just, like,
psycho.
kept, yeah, she kind of kept calling on
I'm
her.
going to say not a good counselor.
Mm-mm.
Just
So,
saying.
at the first I was kind of with her. Like, oh, shit. You don't know.
Yeah, you were lied to,
You were
blah,
lied
blah,
to,
blah.
blah, blah, blah. But then she's
No,
like,
the minute
I'll
you find out you're lied
you're
to,
done with it.
say bye.
Bye-bye. But instead she's like, I'm going to call the wife. I will be your marriage counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And also I'm going to keep calling your home.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that Schnick Dick must be something special.
Schnick Dick.
Because I've seen a picture of him.
And
I don't mean to be
we're
disrespectful.
going to post it. It's going to be posted.
Yeah. But
That-
overalls
Overalls.
and the hair and...
Get that.
Okay, so Schnick admitted to authorities that he killed his wife and 6 relatives in 2 statements made within 10 days of the killings. So it literally, like, happened.
Yep.
Funerals.
Yeah.
Blame the kid.
Yep. Dig up the bodies.
Dig up the bodies. Reinvestigate.
And then get the confession.
Yeah.
10 days.
10
Boom.
days.
Shit.
That's a lot.
I mean, for all of Elkland's faults,
I mean, they did get on
they
it.
got on that.
Yeah, they did. I have to give them that. In his statement, Schnick detailed that...
Enmity. Yep. It's a lot of consonants real close together in there.
The hatred between him and
Yep.
his brother-in-law, Steve Buckner, 35, which centered around the incestuous incident and family quarrels that had long irritated Schnick. Don Rowe, a deputy and friend of the Schnick family, said Schnick told him the day after the killings that his wife Julie had been raped by her brother Steve Buckner when she was 8 or 9 years old.
So he just like brought it up in the event. How many days?
The day after.
The day after. So like, you were just attacked by your. This is back when like the nephew
They
did
thought
it.
the nephew did it.
And then he's just like, also, this happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like put it out there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Steve Buckner, Rose said Schnick also had discussed his affair with Bruner. Rose summarized statements that Schnick had made to him and other law enforcement indicating a history of troubles between Schnick and the Buckner families besides the child incest. Schnick was mad at Buckner for borrowing tools, misusing them, not returning all of them, and neglecting the Buckner children. So he was kind of a shithead.
Buckner was.
Yeah.
Yes. I think he was like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, obviously. If
not a
he's,
good dad, not a
molesting-
good farmer,
Not a good brother. Not a good person.
Yeah.
Kind of a piece of shit. And Schnick is like, it's like eating at him.
Yeah. So Rose said that Schnick once confronted Buckner about a time when his boys had spent the night at a fairgrounds without food or blankets. Steve said to mind your own business.
Cool. So like, good dad. Good.
Yeah,
Real good.
really good. God. Okay, we're almost done.
It's a lot.
We're almost done. And just, let's see.
Yeah, in discussing the events, Rowe quoted Schnick saying he'd argued with the Buckners early that morning, and that Steve, Jeanette, and Kirk Buckner were all killed in a series of separate struggles that took place. In describing the deaths of the 3 youngest children, you want to say that? Do this one?
Sure. Rose said that Schnick had told him he reloaded his gun and went into the
Like,
Buckner.
reload it.
So he could have been done.
Could have been done, but
He
like
could have
bothered
left the
to
children.
like go like reload his gun. What the fuck?
Things happened real fast at that time,
Not
Schnick
fast
told Rose.
enough.
The babies were still in bed. Julie and I had talked many times about how those kids would be better off living with God than living in that environment.
So there you go. Like that's his reasoning for this. Is like
Crazy.
What the fuck? Conditions within the Buckner house were appalling. The family had no telephone and lived without a refrigerator for much of the last year. So I mean, they were just, yeah.
It was not good. Let's just say that. And basically, with not rehashing everything.
They did say that a pathologist, I guess, did an autopsy on Kirk's body. Not only was the gun in the wrong hand, but like the wounds were inconsistent.
Right.
So there was some more info on that.
Right.
Here's what Schnick said.
At the end.
Went to visit Schnick in the hospital the day after the killings, and that Schnick told him that to understand what happened, you had to go back 9 years. Rowe gave this account of what Schnick said. 9 years ago, he moved to Elkland, Missouri, and all he wanted to do was help people. Steve Buckner never seemed to appreciate anything. As Schnick, stayed there, his farming operation grew. He then described how he would lend tractors to Steve Buckner. They would be returned out of gas. His equipment would be borrowed without permission. And this is all happening when he's in the hospital the day after the killing. So he's just like talking about all this shit.
Yeah.
Instead of just going with your story of the nephew snapped. He's
right, like just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
But also don't, because we caught you.
Well, exactly. He had sex with Bruner as part of his therapy for marriage counselor.
That's not how therapy works.
Right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I guess that's like it.
Pretty much. Julie said she was going for psychiatric treatments for problems. She wanted Steve to go too. And Steve said he didn't feel that he should have to go for counseling, but Schnick said he should. So Schnick said Steve Buckner had warned him. Ready for this? You can be taken out of this family.
Ooh.
Them's fighting words.
Them's fighting words.
Not just fighting words, but like now
killing
you're dead.
in a rampage word.
Yeah.
So that's the story of the Elkland, Missouri Buckner murders.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Crazy.
The hell, you guys? Like,
it's really. I mean, it would really make a compelling movie or Lifetime movie.
A lot. Just like kept. Just when you think, oh my God, this 14-year-old snaps.
Yeah.
Then this happens and that happens and
that poor sweet kid. Like, where's my glider?
So that's
I sound just like him.
You did. So this is probably a 2-hour episode.
You're welcome.
We hope you kept track of all that.
Did you make?
Do we have to pay rights to Whitney Houston for doing this?
Huh?
Do we have to pay rights?
Less than 30 seconds. Shut it off. Shut it off.
Shut up.
Anyway, so our research came from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Also came from...
I lost my place.
Did I only put one in here? No. Time.com.
It made time?
Oh, yeah. This was a huge story. You kidding? 7 people murdered?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Huge. Oh, stop. Let's not even go there.
Ew, no, I wasn't going.
I know, but then it made me.
I didn't say huge.
I know, but then it reminded me of huge, and then it reminded me of.
We gotta post this guy's picture, though.
Oh.
With that hair and them overalls. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. I mean, when I want to have an affair, he's the one I'm going to.
Is he still, I guess, I mean, this was, God, when was this? 87?
He was sentenced to death in 1988.
Yeah, but it didn't take.
It was overturned.
Okay.
Pled guilty to 3 of the deaths and was sentenced to 3 life prisons, sentenced without parole in 1992. Okay. So he's still there.
And how old was he when all this happened?
30s.
35. 30s. Man, he looks older than that.
He's 55. How is he 35? Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy. And, by the way, a little callback to the parricide.
Yes.
So parricide is referred to as a murder to benefit from wills and insurance policies. So there you have it.
There you have it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Email us.
Yes.
Do we remember this? Shit. We haven't
417-HMT@gmail.com.
We have an Instagram page. It's linked on our episode. We have a Twitter at Murder Tour. We have a website where you're going to buy stickers from. Also linked on our description, episode description, and on our Instagram. We have
Look for links.
We have links. Rate us, review us, please. Thanks for listening.
Get back with us. I know it's been a minute, but
we appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
Stay safe. Bye.
Goodbye.